And the police state ends with me. And we've made it one more day. Can we agree that it is a big deal to arrest someone, to raid their home and tear it apart, to breach their privacy, to go through their medical records, to take their liberty, privacy, and freedom? Can we agree that that's a big deal? You know, the Constitution sure as hell does. And it says it. So much that the citizens have very specific written constitutional protections from it. But the police state doesn't care about your rights. It has gotten so commonplace to invade people's homes, kill their pets, steal their property, and shoot and kill unarmed citizens that U.S. citizens seem to have adapted to it, like it's the new norm for the police to behave this way. That is wrong, and it should not be. If you give the police state an inch, they will take a mile, along with your freedom and likely your life. I say no more. The idea of this country was to believe in liberty more than your own life. That's the only way those rights came about, was to believe in your liberty so much. To stand up and say no more oppression, no theft by the state, to have rights, civil rights, human rights, and to keep those in power in check and responsible for their actions. And that is what we're lacking. We do not keep these people in these powerful positions in check, and we do not keep them responsible for their actions. We act as if they are our overlords when they're supposed to be working for us. But instead, they single people out and do these bad things to them, and everybody else just says, well, the authorities said it was okay to do it, so I guess it must be okay. No, it's not. Stand up, people. And I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just saying, you know, mentally, you got to get that through your head. This country, you know, if you're going to say this country is great, you've got to say what it's built on. And that is rights, civil rights, human rights. Those are the things that are important to this country. And we have lost that. We're not headed in a bad direction. We are there right now. You know, please stop saying, well, if things don't get better, they're going to get really bad. No, they're already bad. The people that are watching this and have had it happen to them, they darn well know it. And the people that haven't had it happen to them, you just keep on wishing. Just keep on thinking, oh no, everything's okay. And then it's going to land flat on your head. We have surpassed George Orwell's worst nightmares. If you haven't read the book 1984, take a look at it. Then read some of the laws of this country and some of the things daily police do to their own citizens. If you've experienced the corrupt police state, you know it is true. If you haven't experienced it, I suggest you pull your head out of the sand and expect it as it's coming, and will land right on you, your friends, and your children. Now again, like another video I've got down here, rant if I wish. You know, and I don't know if I have the energy today or not to go off on a rant. I mean, we go through these stages of having energy on this issue and just being downright beaten down from it. It is hard. You know, that is my feeling on this day, is just, you know, how could we have let things get this bad, and how do we stop it now? You know? And like I said in the very beginning, I hope these videos do some good, but even if they don't, it doesn't matter, because I'm standing up. No more. The police state has got to end. This is absolutely crazy. And so I'm not shutting up. And if it does some good, I'm glad. And if it doesn't, oh well, because it's time where people stop saying, well, I wish, you know, a group of people would get together and protest, or I wish my representative that doesn't really represent us anymore would do something about this. And they've just got to say, in my area, around me, within a 2-foot range, this is over. This is over as of today. I don't live in a police state anymore. I know that. And it's time for people to stand up and say, individually, No more. I'm not going to stand for this anymore, because that's what it takes. It's going to take that, because they single us out too much. What they do is they use the media and their power, and they just blanket everyone with, this person's guilty, this person did this, this is why we had to shoot them. I don't care that the guy had his hands up like they had in Austin here the other day. I don't care that he had his hands up. We're still going to shoot you dead. You know? It's extremely scary to think that you can try to surrender to the police and you still have a likelihood of being killed by the police. That is what we're dealing with now. There's no safe place. There's no safe place. There's no safe action. You cannot stop, put your hands up, and expect to get out of that alive. That can't be your expectation anymore. You know? I mean, we were on a record pace this year to kill, you know, thousands of people by the end of the year if we keep on this pace. It's insane. As I've said before, this country kills more people in 1 month, the police do, of their own citizens, kill our own citizens more in 1 month than other countries do in 100 years of their existence. You know, and we can't say, well, we're a great country, but yet the citizens are garbage, and they all need to be shot and killed. They're all criminals. Oh, come on. We're not a great country if the citizenry isn't great. I mean, if we can't look at our fellow man and say, you know, I love you, and you are a good person, and I care about you, and I don't want bad things to happen to you, and I don't want our country killing you when you have your hands up. If we can't do that, folks, we're not a great country. You know, if we can't care about each other enough for that, if we can't be invested enough with each other to say, I care what happens to my fellow man, then the whole, you know, what good is it? You know, we've got to care about people. And it's obvious the police state doesn't care about people. They don't care about your lives. They can shoot you dead with your hands up, go home, sleep like a baby. No problem. We've got some psychopaths running things. And I'm not using that word wrong. Look up the definition. Anybody that has no ability for feeling, they just don't care, they see you as an object and as a problem to get through their day. What time is it? I've been talking to you for 20 seconds. That's too long. I need to shoot you dead because you're giving me a hard time. You know? I mean, people that get off on those things, that is their joy. They love that. Those are psychopaths. You know, what kind of a person can shoot another person that is surrendering to them, that has their hands up and has given up to shoot them? It happens. It happens every day. See that? KilledByPolice.net. It makes me sick. It should make you sick. And they just, you know, we've gotten to where that we don't teach civics in school much anymore, and people don't know the Constitution, don't know their rights, and the government apparently doesn't want you to know about your rights. Let me look at the time here. Well, I've ranted long enough today, but you know, my point of view on this is that, you know, you've got to understand what your rights are, stand up for them, and I'm not asking you to do anything. I'd like you to think about it, but I'm telling you I am. Regardless of the consequences. This has to stop. The police state corrupt activity is happening to me, and it can happen to you, and I say no more. No more. The police state ends with me. And again, I want to point out that what I'm going through is awful, and completely unacceptable and unlivable, but I believe it is about 1% of what minority folks in communities encounter from this corrupt police state. I don't know how you do it. I don't. You're tougher than me. I don't pretend that what I'm experiencing even remotely matches what you are from this damned police state. But even what I'm going through is too much, and it must stop. And with that said, I'll see you tomorrow.